We shall continue with second chapter of physics class 11 units and measurement. In the last class we have studied accuracy, precision of instruments, error, the types of the error. But we have got still more to study in errors. We shall study absolute errors, relative errors and percentage error. Suppose value obtained in some measurement are A1, A2, A3 up to AN. The base possible value is taken as A mean. If true value is given, then we do not have to find these, but the base value will be average of all these. Okay, so A mean is equal to, we know arithmetic mean how to find in mathematics is given as addition of the observation divided by number of observation. So here A1 plus A2 plus up to plus AN by N. Mathematically you can write A mean is equal to sigma I is equal to 1 to N AI by N. Now I will define absolute error. The magnitude, that is absolute value of the difference between the individual measurement and the true value of the quantity is called the absolute error of the measurement, and it is denoted by modulus of delta A. Okay, I hope you understand this definition. It is the magnitude of the difference between the individual measurement. Individual measurement here A1, A2, A3 up to N. These are individual measurement. The difference of these with the true value or the best possible value, that is here A mean, that you call as the absolute error. Considering arithmetic mean as true value. Okay, as I said, this is a base value, so we can consider if it is given true value, you take that, otherwise we find using the average. Absolute error equal to measure value minus true value, and true value I am going to consider here as the arithmetic mean, and this one I can write as a delta A1 equal to the measure value. The first measure value is A1, so A1 minus the true value A mean. Delta A2 is equal to the second measure value is A2 minus A mean up to delta AN is equal to AN minus A mean. The arithmetic mean of all the absolute errors is taken as the final or mean absolute error of the value of the physical quantity A, represented by delta A mean. So now we are going to take the arithmetic mean of all these absolute error. Okay, we have to take the mean of these, that is called mean absolute error. A and we denote by delta A mean equal to absolute value this absolute modulus of delta A1 plus modulus of delta A2 plus up to plus modulus of delta A, and there are n observations, so divide by n, and mathematically sigma I is equal to 1 to n modulus of A delta AI by n. If a single measurement is done, the value is in the range A mean plus or minus delta A mean. This means A is equal to A mean plus or minus delta A mean. This can be written mathematically as A mean minus delta A mean less than equal to this value A, less than equal to A mean plus delta A mean. So this one, first I am taking minus, second I am taking plus, and in between is A. So A is lying between these. So that means the range is between this one, okay, which I have written here. This is written mathematically. Now let us define relative error, okay, because our topic is absolute error that I define here. Now I will define the relative error, and percentage error is taking the percentage of these. Relative error is the ratio of the mean absolute error delta A mean to the mean value A mean of the quantity measured. So relative error mathematically is the ratio of delta A mean divided by A mean. Okay, delta A mean is here, okay, where we have found here. Okay, this is the delta A mean, and where is and A mean is we are finding the first one. Okay, this one, that is A mean. So that is the ratio, we call it as a relative error. And percentage means we multiply by 100. When relative errors is expressed in percent, it is called the percentage error delta A. So percentage error delta is equal to this relative error delta A mean by A mean into 100%. Okay, we shall solve this one numerical given in the textbook. Example number 2.7. We measure the period of oscillation of a simple pendulum. In a successive measurements, the readings turn out to be 2.63 second, 2.56 second, 2.42 second, 2.71 second and 2.80 second. Calculate the absolute error, relative error or percentage error. First, let us list out the data. They have given us the time. So I will take as T1 2.63 second, T2 is equal to 2.56 second, T3 is equal to 2.42 second, T4 is equal to 2.71 second, T5 is equal to 2.80 second. Okay, now first we'll find mean period of oscillation T. That is the average of all these, that you call T mean. Actually this is T mean. So I add this one, T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4 plus T5 by 5. Put the value T1 as 2.63 plus 2.56 plus 2.42 plus 2.71 plus 2.80, and the readings are 5, so 5. Add up this, it gives you 13.12 by 5. Divide by 5, you get 2.625. Since the precision is given to you 2 decimal, I'll take this as a 2.62 second. The error in the measurements are measure value minus the true value. So we'll consider this as a true value. Okay, as before I said that if true value is not given, this is the based value. Okay, so we'll take this as the average as the true value. So from this, all these measure value, this is my first measure value, second, third, fourth, fifth, you minus the true value. So first you minus 2.63 minus 2.62, okay, which gives you 0.01. Then second is 2.56 minus 2.62 gives you minus 0.06. Then third one is 2.42 minus 2.62 gives you minus 0.20. Then fourth one is 2.71 minus 2.62 gives you 0.09. And the fifth one is 2.80 minus 2.62 gives you 0.18. Now the arithmetic mean of all absolute errors given as delta T mean. So the arithmetic mean of all absolute errors, okay, this one, this we have to take. So without the negative sign we have to take the average, or you can say arithmetic mean. So that is, I am going to take these all values but without the negative sign. I mean, we'll take only the positive sign. So here 0.01 plus, this is negative, right? But I am taking absolute value. So plus 0.06. This is also minus 20, but I'll take plus 0.2. Plus this one is positive 0.09, plus this one is also positive 0.18 by 5. Sum these together, you get 0.54 by 5, and this you divide, you get 0.11 second. Okay, so that is delta T mean. Now see here what you have written, A value is A mean plus or minus delta A mean. So here I can say T is equal to T mean plus or minus delta T mean. T mean, what is T mean? T mean is this value, okay, the first average 2.62, so that is here. Plus or minus delta T mean is this one, 0.11 second. They have asked either relative error or percentage error, because both will be the same, but percentage error will be multiplied by 100 to the relative error. So I'll find only percentage error. Delta T is equal to delta T mean by T mean. So into 100 percentage. Delta T mean is 0.11, and T mean is the first one, 2.62 into 100 percentage. Divide, you get 4%. Okay, so that is the answer. Now next we have got combination of error. Number one is error of a sum or difference. We have got rule. When two quantities are added or subtracted, the absolute error in the final result is the sum of the absolute errors in the individual quantities. Okay, let us prove this or understand this by the proof. Suppose two physical quantities A and B have measured values A plus or minus delta A and B plus or minus delta B. So the two quantities are A and B, but when you are measuring, there is some error delta A and delta B. So measured values are A plus or minus delta A and B plus or minus delta B, where delta A and delta B are their absolute errors. Now what is our aim? Our aim is to find error delta Z in the sum. So let us say sum Z is equal to A plus B, call it number 1. By addition, we shall add Z plus or minus delta Z equal to addition of the measure values A plus or minus delta A plus B plus or minus delta B. We'll rearrange. I'll write A plus B plus or minus, I'll take common from here, delta A plus delta B. See, I have written over here Z plus or minus delta Z is equal to A plus B plus or minus delta A plus delta B. Now A plus B from number 1, okay, what we can write, it is Z. Okay, so instead of A plus B, I am writing z plus or minus, this is as it is, delta a plus delta b. The reason is from 1 a plus b is equal to z. Now this z and this z you can cancel, and this plus or minus, this or plus minus also you can omit. So we get delta z is equal to delta a plus delta b. Now this is for the addition. So we have added the error. Okay. Now for difference, z is equal to a minus b, call it number 2. Z plus or minus a delta z equal to a plus or minus delta a minus b plus or minus delta b. This is the measure value, the difference of the measure values. This can be written as a minus b plus or minus delta a plus or minus delta b. Okay. Now a minus b, we know from 2 it is z. So put this value as z. So z plus or minus take common, delta a plus delta b. So z this and z this cancel. So remains here delta z equal to, here remains delta a plus delta b. So it comes to be the same result. Okay, both are the same. So in the, if you are combining the error, if you are combining the two quantities, okay, the error also will get added. Okay, addition, the errors are added. Okay, the errors are added. Okay, that is what the, let us read once again the rule. When two quantities are added or subtracted, okay, both we proved. The absolute error in the final result is the sum of the absolute errors in the individual quantities. So we are just when we are adding or subtracting, what happens to the error, that also gets addition. Okay, it is added. Even if it is subtracted, it is addition is done here. Okay, the sum of the absolute errors in the individual quantities. So in A the error was delta a, and in B the error was delta b. So they also got addition. Number 2, error of a product or a quotient. The rule is, when two quantities are multiplied or divided, the relative error in the result is the sum of the relative errors in the multipliers. Suppose z is equal to ab. Okay, product is there, so z is equal to ab, and the measured values of a and b are a plus or minus delta a and b plus or minus delta b. When delta a and delta b are the errors. Okay, these are the measure value, and delta a, delta b are error in a and b. Then z plus or minus delta is equal to, now the product of the measure values. So a plus or minus delta a into b plus or minus delta b. We'll open the bracket. So ab, a plus or minus a delta b, then plus or minus b delta a plus or minus delta a into delta b. Okay, and this side I am keeping z plus or minus delta z as it is. Now divide by AB, both the side I'll divide by AB. So he divides Z by AB plus delta Z by AB equal to AB by AB plus or minus A delta B by AB plus or minus B delta A by AB. Now this quantity is very small. Okay, both are the errors, and these both error will be very small. So the product will be still smaller. So we neglect this. I have written here delta A delta B is very small, therefore ignoring it. AB cut, so on. Now we know from AB equal to Z. So put here AB equal to Z, here also Z, and here AA cut. So you get AB by B, here plus or minus, BB cut AB by A. Now here Z by Z gives you 1, and this one can cancel with this. So what remains here is delta Z by Z equal to delta B by B plus delta A by A. Since plus or minus is there, you can take common and cancel. Okay, so that's why you get the rule what we have written. It comes to be delta Z by Z equal to delta A by A plus delta B by B. Okay, when two quantities are multiplied or divided, the relative error in the result is the sum of the relative errors in the multipliers. Number 3 is error in case of a measured quantity raised to a power. So if you have got a power of any quantity, the rule is the relative error in a physical quantity raised to the power k is the k times the relative error in the individual quantity. So if it is power, it will be multiple. Okay, k times means if k is a power, it becomes k times. So k becomes multiple. Now we shall prove for square. So suppose z is equal to a square. A square can be written as aa. Now from rule 2, that is this one. Okay, if it is a into b, no, it was z is equal to ab. So what we wrote, delta Z by Z is equal to delta A by A plus delta B by B. So I can write delta Z by Z, okay, this one equal to A. This A can be written as delta A by A. And in multiplication plus delta B by B, but here also A, so delta A by A. So this is 2 times, so you can write 2 times delta A by A. Now this is particular. Now in a general. So in general, if suppose Z is equal to A power P, B power Q and divide by C power R, then this division is there, but it will be addition, okay, because it was a quotient. Quotient also is addition. So we can write this as a Z as delta Z by Z equal to power becomes P times delta A by A plus this power Q times delta B by B plus this R times delta C by C. See, this is division but it becomes positive, okay, plus, okay, because this is the second rule. We'll keep this much for today. Thank you very much.